For 19-year-old Stephen Cluxton, this is the biggest day in his football career so far. He makes his championship debut in the absence of regular keeper Davy Byrne, who's out for injury. Also unavailable is Jonathan McGee, so Paul Curran moves from wing-back to centre-back, with Tom Lynch now wearing the number 5. Kieran Whelan and Darren Holman are midfield partners, while the attack is led by Jason Sherlock on the 40, with Niall O'Donoghue and Wayne McCarthy in the corners. Surprisingly, Longford are worried about their defensive qualities. Hence the chance for Dumar's Paul Jones to impress in only his second championship game for his county. Otherwise, it's the same team that beat Louth in round 1, with Donald Ledwith captaining the side from the full-back position. David Hannafy and Ian Brown have formed a formidable centre field, but it's in the attack that Longford have all the aces. Trevor Smullen, the Barton brothers, Niall Sheridan and Porrick Davis are all first-class performers. The referee has travelled from Clonakilty in West Cork to referee this match, Mick Collins, as Longford play with wind advantage, having won the toss in the opening 35 minutes. First free of the game is for a foul on Jesse Farrell, the Dublin captain. This could be an early settler for Dublin, but Jesse surprisingly sends him wide. His inexperience against Kieran Whelan, waiting for the ball. And the Sheehy. Wayne McCarthy feeding Tom Lynch. Lovely interplay by Dublin, but not gaining significantly in terms of ground. It's a good effort, and it's straight over the bar. And the Sheehy to score. It would seem that Dublin were over-elaborating here. Certainly Enda Sheehy seemed to end it with a fine point. Here comes David Hannafy. Enda back on the run is Brother Paul. Available is Porrick Davis. The pass was just a little bit too far ahead, but Davis did well. Enda Ledwith. Is it just going to sneak in? Yes, it is over the bar. For a moment there was a pause because everybody more or less held their breath simultaneously until the umpire went for the flag. But that surely will settle Longford as they're playing with more confidence now. Great balls to Kieran Whelan. Getting there ahead of his man was Kieran Drake. The challenge by the Dublin player was illegal. There's a chance here. The Longford to go in front. James Martin avails of the mistake by the Dublin number 4, Coleman Goggins. Gratefully accepted the gift and raised the white flag for the second time for Longford. This was a simple ball that should have been gathered by Goggins. With full credit to James Martin, taking advantage of the error. Heather Andrews. Very good defensive play by Longford, getting to the ball first. Testing ball for Paddy Christie. This is clear. Comes back outside to Paul Barton, and that is straight over the bar. Paul Barton is a player that we may not see that often on our television screens, but I can assure you he'll get his place on any inter-county team in Ireland. A fabulous forward, and he's beginning already to pose problems for Dublin. Darren Holman needs the assistance of Tom Lynch. Jason calls for the ball from his clubmate from Nafina. And there's the third Nafina player, Stephen Connor. Darren Holman now. Trying to curl this one in and send it over the bar. Good point by Kieran Whelan. This was a good score by Dublin. Good running off the ball by Kieran Whelan. Holman was in support, but Whelan took his point. Theo Sherlock. The Northsiders combining nicely here. Andy Sheehy. Jason Sherlock wants it again to orchestrate another move. This time it feeds Wayne McCarthy. There's a chance here to go. Brilliantly taken by young Wayne McCarthy. Just 20 years of age. He showed his maturity here, however, when fed through by Sherlock. He kept his head, kept his composure, and finished. Very good running off the ball, but again, the creation was Sherlock's and the finish was McCarthy's. It's a good ball to Paul Gibbs. Sheridan wants it quick to the other wing. Here comes the diagonal ball. Paul towards Sheridan. First time clearly ahead of Paddy Christie. Decides to take him on. Laying it back to Trevor Smullen. Well able to take the points. That's a good response by Longford. After Wayne McCarthy's goal in the 12th minute of this first half. Sheridan getting ahead of Paddy Christie for the first time, made the space. Obviously Trevor Smullen was calling for it. That's a good score. Midfield and half-back line love to go forward, but obviously they got their calls wrong here. And running away is Paul Garden. He's Trevor Smullen to his left, but he takes the points. Second point of the match for the wing forwards. A terrible misunderstanding between Kieran Whelan and Paul Curran as they seemed to get in their way. And Paul Barden took full advantage. You could see he had Smullen here to his left. And I think wisely took the point. Father Andrews, it's a good ball. Gavin Tongler is able to deal with the situation. David Blessington. Paul Jones. Feeds Ian Brown. And gone inside, but it didn't have finally from his Paul Gibbs. Shane Ryan is with him. Still Gibbs. Two Dublin defenders now come to him, and that is just going over the bar. Well, Corey Davis was the hero against Louth with a goal and 6 points. And in 12 games, he scored a goal and 72. Make that a goal and 73 following this brilliant piece of play. And two Dublin defenders couldn't even stop him. Well done. Three to Dublin. Foul by Ian Brown, which, to be fair to him, was more accidental than anything else. Darren Holman puts it into the space for Jason Sherlock to chase. Testing ball, the goalkeeper. And all he can do is acknowledge a great point. Jason Sherlock with his first score. And the sides level for the second time. For the fourth time. This is a great point by Sherlock. Way out in the wing. Leveling affairs here in Croke Park for the fourth time. The referee has indicated to the linesman that there'll be 2 extra minutes in this first half. We're now in the 33rd minute of this opening period. Dublin go in search of the lead. And that's achieved. Great score. Senan Connell gets his second point of the match. Good score. Darren Holman feeding Wayne McCarthy. Well read by Martin Malidi. equally. Well anticipated by Wayne McCarthy. Feeds under Sheehy, and that's over the bar. Well, it would be anticipated by many football experts that Dublin should pull away in the second half. They've set about their business here, quite intent on making sure they go through to the next round. Waiting underneath all the time was Kieran Whelan, Colin Moore, Adam Dash, and Speed. And a brilliant goal. The substitute at half-time took almost 11 minutes to get a clear run at the opponent's goal, but the moment was well worth waiting for. One of the goals of the championship season, have no doubt about it. Moran took on the Longford defence and smacked it right into the top left-hand corner, giving goalkeeper Gavin Tonra no chance whatsoever. Paul Bard under a little bit of pressure from Paul Curran, who wins possession back. Jason Sherlock. That's great play by Dublin. First the diagonal ball over this side. Now Jason's ball over to Billy Murphy at the far over side. Back to Kieran Whelan. And that is over the bar. When Dublin do decide to play, they play a game that very few teams can match. There was great manipulation of the pitch here. Two diagonal balls setting up Kieran Whelan with a good score. Good cover by Conan Goggins. Played impressively after that earlier mistake and then brought it back. Jesse Farr, Jonathan McGee, Kieran Whelan, Stephen Connell, Willie Murphy. Almost calls for a mark style, and then sends a sweet ball to Stephen Connell. And that will just sneak inside the post for Connell's third point of the match. Imaginative, open style football from Dublin. Switching wings and corners as much as possible, and maximising the speed and accuracy of Sin and Connell. Another free for Dublin. Darren Holman, Paul Curran. Alan Moore is out in the wing. Wayne McCarthy wants it across field. And it falls instead to Kieran Whelan. And that's gone over the bar for his fifth point of the match. 12 points now between the teams. And it's becoming a stroll in the park for the home side. David Hannafy. Niall Sheridan unable to get the better of Paddy Christie. Chance here for David Barton. Oric Davis gets 1 point back. With 12 minutes to go, Longford need every score that they can possibly create, and indeed take. Break well picked up by David Barton. Into the centre is Trevor Smullen. Niall Sheridan is to his left. No doubt about the challenge being illegal, and that's going to be a free dead straight in front of the post for Longford. There's a chance here that a goal could have resulted, but Paul Curran fouled just on the line, and from that quickly taken free, Longford get a sensational goal. The referee says the score stands. Dublin are protesting. But they're not out of this match yet. This is it again. Everybody's standing around. Stephen Cluxton got a hand to it, but the free was so quickly taken. Dublin were shell-shocked and certainly unprepared. Darren Holman. Colin Moran. Senan Connell. And that's over the bar. 5 points for the wing forwards. Like his colleague at centre field, Kieran Whelan, between the two of them, they've contributed 10 points, 5 each. Again, it's David Barton. Good young footballer, showing his class in Croke Park. The youngest of the Barton boys, showing his true worth since introduced here in Croke Park. Fine run and a fine point. Jimmy Gavin. There's Wayne McCarthy. Coming through the middle is Shane Ryan. Good score. Well, he might have come on as a defender, but he's very much an attacking defender. It was Jimmy Gavin that set it up with the long ball into Wayne McCarthy, but great running from a left half back position for Shane Ryan. Gavin once more. Jason Sherlock given a lot of space. And any team that allows that much opportunity, well, they should be punished. Jason Sherlock gets his second point of the game. Good ball again from Jimmy Gavin, spotting the centre half forward come full forward, available. Paul Bard. Jamesy Martin. Warwick Davis. On inside is Paul Bard. Goes for the point. Sends it wide. Once again, the wrong option taken. And it ends Longford's day in Croke Park. They met today for the 15th time, and Dublin continue statistically to add on the victories. 11 wins for Dublin. They won this one convincingly with a fine second half performance thanks to a brilliant Colin Moran goal. Full-time score in Croke Park. Dublin 2 goals and 19 points. Longford 113.
Well, semi-finals after their win over Longford at Croke Park this afternoon. Their opponents in that semi were also in action at headquarters today. But would it be Offaly or Laois who'd come through? The commentary on this one